Yeah, I'm just kind of speechless right now. I'm trying to just process what's going on. And, when you're a person who functions within a normal capacity, your thoughts are within the, accepted framework for what is considered functional, sequential, productive, and normal. It's really hard to wrap your head around people who are so vicious and psychotic that their behavior, places them in a corner for their entire existence, like outside of where they should be able to reach people in society to try to harm them. And right now, I'm in the middle of doing some sweeping, cleaning, and organizing, as I do almost every day in here. I just spent 2 hours sending emails, making phone calls, sending text messages. Actually, 3 hours. It's right around 2:30 p.m. right now on Thursday. Today's August 10th, and I started sending emails and text messages at 10:30 this morning. So it's like 4 hours now. So I've been sending emails, text messages, making phone calls, receiving phone calls, all business related for the last 4 hours. And I'm taking a break. I just started shaking out my bedding because it's always a little dusty in this corner. I keep having to keep the window open because there are frequent and mysterious intense odors and fumes coming always from that corner right there. Jorge has not been in that unit for days, and he confirmed this last time I talked to him a couple of days ago. So whoever, used to live in that unit seems to have a fondness for accessing her old unit. This is a female psychopath, and she's also a sex offender. And since 2017, she has been using some type of remote capacity electronic assault device, usually when she's sitting directly behind that wall, deliberately burning and propagating sickening odors and fumes. And she does this to desperately try to force people to acknowledge her presence. She's a psychotic stalker. She is a vicious criminal, just a vicious, nasty piece of work that is a registered sex offender. And I'm trying to understand how a female can be such a malignant sex offender. I mean, I know they exist because I've been living next door to one for 8.5 years, named Jasmine Irrizary. Her name is such a fucking misleading name. She should be named Jabba, like the character in Return of the Jedi, that hideous giant fat worm. That's exactly what she looks like. She looks like Jabba the Butt. Anyway, she's a disgusting and vicious career criminal who incessantly goes after people and does everything she can to physically harm them. And over the last few days, I just purchased this little container of vitamins 3-4 days ago, and I've been keeping it taped up, but I've been keeping it in that cabinet right there. That's where I keep my vitamins, teas, mugs, and things like that. There's obviously surveillance devices in this unit, and people keep bragging to me that they can see and hear everything I do in this unit. The violent thug directly below keeps confronting me aggressively about things that I say and do in the privacy of this unit that he should have no knowledge of unless he's actively trying to eavesdrop on what I say and do. He should not have any knowledge of the fact that, I'm shaking out my blanket in the front stairwell when that blanket is not hanging down past the edge of the balcony, and he shouldn't know that I'm actually shaking out a blanket. Anyway, over the last few days, somebody has gotten into this unit and has physically tampered with some of the vitamin gummies in this container. And 2 days ago, I got really sick for about an hour after taking two vitamin gummies that should have been fine to eat and chewing them. And within just maybe 30 seconds of chewing them, I started getting the same exact set of symptoms that I do when ingesting any kind of food item that the psychotic creeps and thugs around me, namely Ms. Irrizary and her BFF directly below in 76. They have some kind of substance that they like to put in my food items when they're able to get in here, either when I'm down the hall with the door unlocked, or I'm away for the day, or even sometimes when I'm sleeping. The door has been left unlocked and opened while I've been sleeping a few times. So I stopped taking these vitamin gummies because I don't know which ones have been messed with and which ones are okay to eat. And just now, as I sat on this bed and pulled this vitamin gummy bottle out of the cabinet, the same psychotic psychopath / sex offender / surveillance expert named Jay Irrizary, who's been sitting behind that wall for the last 8.5 years, started literally stun gunning me as I pulled out this container that apparently she has knowledge of and probably is the one who has messed with it. So again, as I've mentioned in, dozens of prior videos, the homicidal psychopath slash career criminal slash cyber expert named Jasmine Irrizary deliberately uses some type of remote capacity stun gunning device to literally zap me when I'm in the process of engaging in certain activities in this living space, but not others. And she does this because she's a psychotic stalker who specializes in electronic devices and likes to let people know when she is right there, just a few feet away, and has knowledge of what they're doing. So again, just now, I was looking at this bottle of vitamins that was somehow poisoned or tampered with a few days ago that made me really sick 2 evenings ago when I had a couple of the gummies. I got really sick within about 30 seconds of chewing on these and swallowing them, which means that the contamination was chemical and not biological. Bacteria take hours to develop and to make enough of themselves to, induce illness, but chemicals will make you sick immediately. And so I've been making videos for years about how this homicidal psychopath named Jay Irrizary keeps managing to get into this unit when I'm away, when I'm sleeping, or when I'm down the hall. And she has been tampering with my food and my drink for years. I mean, I filed a police report in 2018 about how a mug of tea that I had left on that counter, that I had been sipping throughout the morning, but had left on the counter when I went down the hall for a couple of minutes, did not lock my door, made me violently ill within a few seconds of drinking it when I came back to my unit. And she had apparently been in here. She uses surveillance devices to have moment by moment knowledge of what I do, what I eat, what I drink, what I say, what I email in the privacy of this unit. And then she deliberately engages in whatever interference, harm, and harassment that she possibly can based on what I do. So again, just now I'm sitting here on my bed. I've been actively cleaning, organizing, sending emails, making phone calls all morning since 10:30, feeling otherwise perfectly well. And now while I'm sitting here considering whether or not to have a few of these gummies and see if they make me sick again, she is literally repeatedly zapping me with some type of remote controlled stun gun device that she's apparently able to use at close range, and that uses some type of EMF radiation frequency that goes through walls to zap me at close range. And she likes to sit behind that wall throughout the day when Jorge's not in that unit and smoke stuff so that I know that she is like right behind that wall. She does that deliberately to make people uncomfortable and to induce fear in people. That's what psychopaths do. So again, she has something to do with the tampering and poisoning of the contents of this bottle that I've only had for 4 days, and they should be perfectly fine. And just now, as I pulled it out and started to maybe think of having a couple of them, she started remote stun gunning me to let me know that A, she's sitting right there, B, she knows what I'm doing in here, and C, she has something to do with the fact that these are probably not safe to eat, and I'm going to get sick again if I have them.